Okay, thank you for doing this, Mohammed, and I want to congratulate you first for being selected at Hot Docs with your film School of Hope.
Thank you.
I'm pretty sure you're happy and excited for this film, of course, to be shown here at such a prestigious festival. But it's funny though. I wanted to start off with a question that you're probably aware of course, is with the success of Nomadland, which won Best Picture yesterday, and of course your film focuses on nomads and the nomad life. Do you feel that there is a need to learn about this type of culture, and especially during this pandemic?
Well, first, thank you very much for your interest to the film.
Mm-hmm.
And I watched actually the film, and then I think that the idea of the two films, they are a little bit like the other way around.
Right.
So the Nomadland is about people who move from. But first, they are living somewhere. They are established somewhere. They are really they reside somewhere, and then because of either some ideas which they have, political, perhaps artistic, perhaps choice of life, they want to move somewhere else to continue their life. I mean, to enjoy it in a different way, or right. It is a kind of result of some economic problems. So people, they move somewhere else to find another way of surviving. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. From that point, actually, perhaps it's coming to my film. But my film is, their way of life has never been stable. They were moving all the time. And they enjoyed the moving from one corner to another one, looking for water. That's the main target. And suddenly, when the climate change start to hit them, and the drought plus the lack of water, then they decide to stay somewhere, to get closer to the water. Right. So in somehow it is similar idea, but in a slightly different way of thinking about life and also matter of choice. Those people absolutely have that choice. So at this moment now, of course, and definitely we should really think about this type of life. And even I could go a little bit further to say, we need to perhaps to think more about our nature, about what causes this epidemic. And this pandemic is not really a result of nothing. It's coming from somewhere, somehow. Either our behavior toward nature, either or we don't care about something and surrounding us, around us, and we don't, right, because we got it for granted. So I think, yes, we need to talk about these things. We need to look at them very carefully and very very deeply, not only thinking about it. I think it is time to get back to look at nature, to look at ourselves, to our behavior and something. And I think the two films, they are looking at that point but from different points of view, from different angles. Yes,
absolutely. You spent 3 years with this tribe, so tell us when you decided that it was appropriate for yourself and the tribe to make this documentary.
Well, I spent actually 3 years only to shoot the film, but before that I spent another 2 years for research. And because I don't live actually close to that area. I live actually in north of Morocco, and that was really like southeast, really south. The area was they were shooting, but the idea of the film started already a long time ago when I finished my previous film called Dance of Outlaws, which was also shot in Morocco. and it was about the one life of the kind of women who are living outside the society. That's why they call them like outlaws women.
Mhm.
And some of them they couldn't even speak properly. They don't know their right. They don't know their obligation. Even the lady with whom I was shooting, she didn't have the ID card, and she doesn't even know what does this mean, ID card. Why you need it for? And until she got a baby who was like the age of 6 years, and she should take her to school. Then she knows, oh, really? I need the card, an ID card to register my daughter. Then she started to fight for that. So
Right.
at that moment, I start to question what's going on. I mean, in this society and any society who doesn't care about education, how far you can go.
Right.
And then I start to question this system of education. Then I say, well, perhaps I need to go back and research it more to see what's going on. And that's why actually I returned back there. But that was already from 2012. Then I returned back to Morocco, start to search around Morocco, big towns, in the outskirts of big towns, in the places, remote places like now where I shot the School of Hope, until I get to one small town south, and they meet one guy who's working for us as a researcher with us,
Yeah.
or location manager. You can't say location manager, but anyway, he was guiding us about places, and he said, I am from the tribe of Let Bouquets. We have a kind of school. It will interest you. And they said, well, that would be interesting. Let's go to see it. And that's how it starts. So it was like by accident coming to that spot. And then when I came to the place, first of all, I say to him, are you really serious that he's a school? And he said to me, of course, yes, it's school. Then he came closer, he opened the door. It was already opened. And he showed me a couple of desks to some chairs and blackboard. And he said, well, this is school. And it's called School of Hope. And then he says, wow, what a hope. So it started from that moment, just idea, but I wasn't actually sure if I could make this film about that specific place, because I looked around and there is no one around. And then he says,
Right.
so where are the kids? Where are the teacher? Where are people? And he says to me, well, this is a nomad place, and people, they need space for their herds. And then so you can't see them. They are far from each other, about 15 to 20 kilometers.
Mhm.
And then slowly, when he stays with that guy, and then I find out, okay, those people also, they are nomads. They are moving, and they really came far from this place, and we're looking for water. And then people, they start to talk to me about their problems, their hope, their sufferings, and their worries and stuff like that. And they say, okay, where is the teacher? And they said to me, teacher was here, and that 2 weeks ago he ran away. He couldn't take it anymore. And now we have some kind of association which really cooperates with them, find them always trying to find them some teacher. And they say to me, next year perhaps we are going to have a teacher. At that moment I say, okay, that's the beginning of the film.
Mhm.
It could be a great idea to start from someone and follow him.
Right.
So then I think I get out from there, and I wasn't even sure if I could make it, because for me, I need to make a film for at least 3-4 years to follow someone, to talk to someone. But when you look around, you don't see anyone, and see, what if I return back one day and then I don't find anyone, no one to talk to me? So how there is no family I could go to talk to them. There is no tribe, there is no town, no village. It is just like middle of nowhere. There's only one school spot in the middle of nowhere. And I
Yeah.
was really so scared. Say, okay, well, I will give it a little bit of time. So the idea starts to grow slowly from that. And then, yeah. So after, I think, 2 years research and stuff like that, then I say, okay, perhaps that is the point. Now we should start. And especially when I heard that, okay, the teacher, he will come in 2 weeks, I think they said to me 2 weeks. Then we moved there, and we were waiting another 2 weeks for the teacher to come.
Right.
So it was a little bit tough, but anyway, we were lucky to get the teacher, and we started the film with him from the beginning.
What was it like to be at that point where the children are first learning their first lessons, and of course, and being filmed at the same time? What were their primary reactions? Because it's almost like a
Yeah.
double bonus for them, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, actually, we didn't start from the beginning. It starts only the first day when the teacher came there.
Yeah.
And it was just like distributing a little bit of books and pens and stuff. At that time, people, they were not interested about us. They were interested about really teacher came back and he has books, he has bags, school bags, pens, and all that stuff. They were really just like staring, oh wow, I will get a bag and I will be a student here. That was, at that moment, it was really fantastic. They didn't care about us. But then after that, he stopped filming, and then you need to work with them, to be with them, a lot around them, coming to visit them sometimes. And then just when the break, they get out to eat, we eat with them, we play with them a little bit of football. So I need to gain their trust, because those people, they are not used to someone coming from somewhere else they don't know, because they are very close tribe. They live together, they share together, they play together. If there is someone else like stranger, they start to be and even worse. I have actually the crew from Finland, and all of them, they were blonde, long hair, really very very long hair. And then one girl, she couldn't understand that. She came to me and she said, hey, can I talk to you? So yes. She said, is that a man or woman? I said to her, no, a man. And she said, wow. Then she started to scream. So why are you screaming? She said to me, no, it can't be. Get out. He should get out. So she couldn't understand that guy is a man, because because he has really long hair and very,
Wow.
So that was one of the things. And then even that girl, we start to play with her again, with break, bring her some cookies and play with her a little bit of football, joke with her, until she start to understand, okay, we are friends. We visit her family and so on. Wow. So we take it in the beginning slowly, very slow. We didn't start to put a camera anywhere until we gain their trust, and then they start to see us all the time. Then they say, okay, perhaps this time we can start to shoot. Then they won't look at us. They won't bother us anymore. So we took it really, really slowly, step by step, to get to approach them and to talk to them and to play with them, and then we start then to record. Yes, it took us a little bit time.
Of course, you talked about the climate change, and you can see in the film that how it really polarizes communities, of course, with this tribe. But was it difficult to narrate this subject in the film, because obviously this tribe is looking for water throughout, right? So
yeah. Well, it was actually difficult, when I started to look at the drought and the climate change, and then I say, well, of course, immediately when I start to think about making this film, the nature and landscape was already, I decided to make it as one of the main characters, and you can see it already in the film, and that's why actually we prepared that carefully about what kind of zooms we are going to use, what kind of camera we're going to use, and that way we shoot sometimes even the landscape we shoot in 4K, because I want to have this kind of really to get close. I mean, the audience to get close to the nature, to get like very close to the plant, to the colors, to everything, and the sound and everything. So then the questions start to be, when I noticed that actually the whole thing is behind this moving of these people, or they settled there in that area. It was lack of water. That means drought. But how to film that? How to put it in a film? How to describe without talking, without saying it like someone could say to me, "Oh, we have a drought. We have no." How to put it in picture? To visualize it. And this was really, really hard. Then we came to we returned back to the location after I think 4 months, 3 months, 4 months, and then I find the pond was already dry, totally dry, and I say, okay, that's the moment now we can move forward. So we start to get really close to the land and see how that was a really broken earth and dryness and nothing happened and emptiness. And then we say, okay, that's perhaps this is not, it won't be enough. What could be? Then I start to look for how these people, they survive with water. Then I follow one family, from where they get water, twice or three times. And that was at some moment to say, okay, I think now we can get it with by accident with this main character and his son, when they went to search for water with another family, and then they start to fight for nothing just because of water. And then they find out, okay, now someone else came before us and they took water. And then it started to become like tough how to continue with these people, and they don't want to share any drop of water because that is valuable for them. So it was a very big, one of the main problem, actually, one of my problems, how to visualize the drought and the climate change and put it like in the structure of the film. But we did what we can. I don't know if we managed to make it clear, but anyway, we did all what we can. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What as a filmmaker, you know, from going from an urban area where I'm pretty sure you filmed before to going to such a desolate area, like, what is that feeling for you as a filmmaker to capture those images, and how did you feel throughout that process? Because it's like there's so much color, there's so much to capture, and there's so much words that are expressed through those sequences of the film.
I think that is the secret of the whole things. I mean, when you came from some place which is different than the place we're going to film, your eyes capture many things. That means because you are not used to see that. And then I remember the first time when I came to that place, I said, wow, I could live here.
Right.
Because of the nature, because of the space, because of you can see really far, you can hear, you can really sleep like baby there. If you sleep there, you can sleep like 12 hours just like that. But the problem is after that, after the 3, 4 or 5 days, say, no, I can't survive here anymore. I mean, I can't. Right. Because it's really and like spot in the middle of nowhere. I mean, if you are left alone there, you can't find your way back. You should always have someone to guide you, because it's similarity, the similarity of the bushes, of the landscape, everything. I mean, you won't find your way. And of course, then you start to, like, as I said, like the difference between your the way you live, the place you live, the space you live, then you can compare it with that, and then you start to be interested to every single item you see, this every space you see. You start to be interested in everything, and I want to capture that. I want to capture that. Even one day we were actually standing filming a wide shot of the school far away with really a very long shot, and then suddenly some kind of wind which happened there most of the time, and it was really hot, so we can see the turbulence coming with the dust and coming like a huge one, like a tornado. And then I looked at the camera person and said, hey, could we film that? And she says to me, how? She says, could we just stay here? And because we saw it, because it's a really flat land, we can see it like 2-3 kilometers coming towards us. And then I said to her, could we film that? She said to me, how we can do it? Said, I don't know, could we stay here just in our place? She said, do you want us to fly with that or what? Because I felt myself like a camera inside, stays there, and then the tornado come through the camera. And that was my idea, because then we can lose everything. But then she said, oh, you're crazy. How good to do it? What we say to the producer if we lose all that for one shot? So this means, because honestly, I have never seen that, because in my life, which is going to take the whole, if we stay there, the cameras, the the car will go. But if it was a really crazy and it was only small camera, I could do it. I could leave it there and see what will happen to it. Definitely we'll get some shot of that crazy moment. But anyway, that means to say to you that you start to be interested to absolutely everything in the nature, what nature gave you. You start to look at it like when it's dry is different, when it is snowing is different, when it is when when she's red, sometimes even the land will change in the colors from reddish to brownish to greenish. It's incredible, even it is in the middle of nowhere. So all these elements, I think it just made me crazy. I mean, they want to capture everything. So
so speaking of the cameras, is there a film, a camera, or some sort of equipment or product that you used in the film that you would highly recommend to other filmmakers?
Well, I don't know if I can recommend anything to any other filmmaker, but I think the way how we work, I could tell my experience with how I work. I think I'm using the camera or my equipment depending on the subject, what I'm going to film. For example, the equipment which you use there, I didn't use before. When I'm working like in town, feeling, following some characters, like in the Dance Outlaws, we were like mainly following the ladies about their life, their fight for their rights. I mean, that then we were just like following them all the time, as observing their behavior. Then it didn't tell. We didn't actually use much, big equipment. Even the picture, again, it was really fantastic, but we didn't actually have these big cameras, or it wasn't big cameras, but anyway, or big zooms. Here we have really, like, we were using sometimes 800 millimeter, really to capture the moment and of the cars when they move in these really flat areas and far away, because I just love this nature that it looks like Texas or some stuff like that. It's fantastic. So I work actually really with professionals, very professionals. If I work with the best cameramans, best sound recordists. So then in the end, it's end up like a complete package. You're not, don't have a good camera person and then you have some sound, or which like who cares? No, the film, it is not only watching but also listening. You should watch, you should listen, you should take care of all these ingredients around you, those elements. So I don't know, that's the way how I work.
Mm-hmm. So how does it feel to be at Hot Docs, and then what would you like your audience to take away from the film when they come to watch your film?
Well, I think definitely, and especially after this pandemic, I think people, they need to start to appreciate what things they have, like schooling.
Yes.
I mean, when you wake up in the morning, you take a bus or taxi, or your car, or your mom will drive you, your dad drive you just like 2 minutes, 3 minutes, or 5 minutes, and you go to school, and still you don't want to wake up in the morning because, oh no, I want to sleep. That is, we start to abuse that, and when for example they will watch my film, and they feel these young guys who wake up at 6 o'clock morning, and they knew they are going to walk about 7 to 15 to 11 kilometers, and still they're enthusiastic. They carry the water, food, books, and they walk 10 kilometers morning and 10 kilometers the evening, and still they're enthusiastic, full of enthusiasm. They just want to do it. They want to educate themselves. I think our kids, they need to realize that hey, we should really appreciate what we have, and I think it's good to shake people a little bit, to say, look at that. That's an example. Then the second thing is about appreciating nature, and then to be careful about water. Water is very important. We take it like granted. We throw water when we can, and then we don't care about things which really are important. So I think education, and then the climate change, you can see it clearly from there, and that people, they could start to appreciate things which we have and we don't care about it. And especially now at the time of this pandemic, we don't know, is it really coming from nature that start to strike back about, we don't care, we don't really handle things properly, and also we behave badly towards nature. So I think we should start to rethink about those things in our real life and daily life.
Well, thank you so much, Mohamed, and thank you
very much
for an insightful interview in the filmmaking process and how this all came about. I want to congratulate you again for being selected at Hot Talks, and best of luck with you with all your film and your future projects. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.